Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kelsey.
I am a CSD major here at the University of Kentucky, but I'm enrolled in a family science course. That is my minor. And so I'm here to help you in whatever way you need today. Before we start, I want you to know that everything you say here is confidential. The only way I can break this confidentiality is if you are threatening harm to yourself, harm to others, if there is abuse of a child or neglect of a child. Okay? But what brings you in here today?
So I'm a junior at Kentucky.
Okay.
And I've kind of gone back and forth since I started school of what I wanted to do when I graduate.
Okay.
And now that it's getting closer, I'm kind of cracking down on like what I actually need to do.
So I feel like you're getting a little bit more nervous about it ending soon.
Yeah, because it's so close now. So originally, I started school as a nursing student, and I just wasn't really in the right headspace freshman year. I wasn't ready to be in nursing school, and so I didn't get into the program going into my sophomore year. So I kind of was like, okay, well, I guess nursing isn't for me, but I just was not ready for it.
Right.
And so I decided that I wanted to do family sciences and work in a hospital. And originally I wanted to be a child life specialist.
Okay.
So I would work with kids that are there for long periods of time.
So kids that are sick, you would
yes.
help them.
So if they had a terminal illness, or if they were there for surgery or whatever it is, and make them feel more comfortable, make their family feel more comfortable. My sorority at UK does a lot with St. Jude, and I've gone there.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so it was cool to see that, and I was like, okay, well, I would be working in the hospital. It's not nursing, but it would be in the hospital.
You're in the same department.
Yeah, and I want to be with kids, and I want to help. Right. So then I decided I wanted to do that, but then I went to Nashville this past year, and met one of my brother's friends who's in the nursing program at Belmont.
Okay.
And it's a second degree nursing program where it's 16 months, and you can go in with any degree and get a nursing degree from it. So I would have family sciences and nursing. So I know I've always wanted to do nursing, and I know that in my heart that's what I've always wanted to do.
Right.
And I think I was kind of just I just kind of lost hope for that because of not being in the right place freshman year.
I feel like your setback made you a little bit unsure, but I also feel like deep down that was something you always wanted and something that you always saw yourself doing, correct?
Yeah, it just made me think, oh, maybe I'm not good enough for it, maybe I'm not smart enough. But I mean, I've heard so many stories of people who have done nursing through different programs or gone to BCTC because Kentucky obviously has a really highly ranked program.
Yeah, it's tough.
A hard program to get into. And so I talked to this girl, and I really was like, this is what I want to do. So I went to an information session, and they said the hardest part was getting in and paying for it. So I know that prices, it's going to be a lot. And my parents, they pay for me and all my brothers 4 years of college. So grad school, I would have to.
You're on your own.
Yes.
Okay.
So
and that's definitely something to consider. And I think that you're wise enough to take in all of your options. Right.
Yeah.
I think you're doing a good job of being aware of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And my parents were kind of mad because freshman year got accepted right into Belmont's nursing program.
Okay.
But I wanted to come to Kentucky because I met my roommate on the Facebook page, and we became instant friends. So I was so excited about coming to Kentucky, and I kind of just blew off that opportunity.
Yeah, you were just I feel like you were almost like any incoming freshman. You know, you were just excited about the experience, and UK offers a great experience. You know that.
Yeah, and Belmont's a smaller school, but I think for my grad school, my second degree, it would be a great school. They work with Vanderbilt Hospital. They do all their clinicals with them.
Okay, that's great.
And the girl that I know just graduated, and she graduated in December and got a job at Vanderbilt Hospital.
Okay.
Children's Hospital last month. So
that's awesome.
You make very good connections. And I think all in all, this meant to happen.
Right.
I know that I was so disheartened when I didn't get into UK's program freshman year, but I think that it all happened for a reason. I think that it'll be good to have my family science major on top of a nursing degree.
Right.
Because I have different fields of experience, and I think it'll be able to help me with being able to help other people.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you're taking a positive approach to it, instead of focusing on the fact that you didn't get in, you're kind of turning it, twisting it, and making it into a positive experience. Because now you have your family science degree, and you would also have a nursing degree.
Yeah.
So I feel that you're almost more excited about having 2 degrees versus when you would only have 1.
Yeah, and I think that, it would give me kind of more of an advantage having that degree instead of, just having the nursing.
Right.
Because of the things that we learn for my family science major.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of help because you learn how to deal with people. You learn the basics of all of that. So I think that I'm just nervous about how I'm going to be able to pay for it.
Yeah.
And
that's a fair thing to be concerned about, I know. I'm sure that raises a lot of questions, and I feel like you're apprehensive about that aspect of it. You sound like you, in your heart of hearts, think that it's a great idea and sound like you want to go there, but that's normal. It's very normal to be apprehensive about paying for grad school. That's not, it's a big decision.
Yeah, and I think that it's also, they only accept 45 people a year, or into the program, so it's a 16-month thing. So that would be hard, but I mean, I've gotten so much better as I've continued through school. My grades are really good. I've been working really hard, and I think that I could get into the program.
Right.
So I'm not as worried about that, but...
So you feel as if your study habits have increased throughout college. Okay.
And I think that it has given me an advantage to go through and learn, because I'm more mature now than I was. I'm more ready. Coming into college, my high school did not prepare me for school freshman year.
Yeah.
So it's just been hard to deal with that. And I'm from Cincinnati, so I live an hour and a half away from where I go to school now, and Nashville will be 5 hours, so I won't be able to go home as much, which I'm huge, super close with my family, and my parents are you aren't going to be able to come home as much, but I think it'll be good for me to start new and to just be able to be on my own, because when I'm here, it's I can't go home. I have that option.
You have that
but
opportunity.
If I'm that far, then I'll be forced to be more independent, which I think would be really good.
Yeah, it sounds like you're weighing your options. You have your list of pros and cons in your head, and you sound like you've been going over them yourself. So I think you've got a level head. I think you know what your options are and what the benefits are to some of them, and what the cons are to other things. But I think that you're figuring it out as you go. I would feel confident about your decision and take into consideration these things. And you sound like you have a good direction. You're going in a good direction.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually living in Nashville this summer.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm applying to a bunch of different hospitals just to volunteer and get volunteer work, get connected with the hospitals, and just get a job down there, get used to the city, being in the city.
Right.
Which I think will be good once I do. If I do make those connections, especially if I applied for a program at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital for volunteering. And if I got into that, I'd make the connections at Vanderbilt, which they work with Belmont, so I think that would be really good. But I think it would just be good wherever I go to get the experience in the hospital. That'll give me that, one up.
Yes, you sound like you understand the importance of making a connection, and how far that will take you and that can take you. So that's a great, thing that you have that understanding. That's great.
Yeah, and I know that I should probably look at other schools with the program. My heart's set on Nashville. Yeah. So that's what I really want to do, and I'm trying as hard as I can to make that happen. But I understand that it could not be a possibility. And I also was thinking about if paying was the only problem, I could work for a year in Nashville, get myself acquired to the city, just make my place, and then save up money and hopefully go to the program like a year late. So just take like
That
a
could
year
be a
off
good
school.
option. You're right.
Just if I do have problems with paying it. I know my parents will help me pay if I like need help. They're not just gonna like put me on my own. But
yeah, most parents.
yeah. Like they would never just like set me off. And I know that there's so many scholarships and different.
And it sounds like you have, like you said, a good relationship with your family that, I'm sure they would do what they could, but it sounds like you're prepared for if they can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm definitely like trying to figure out what's realistic.
Yes.
And because I know that I do really want to go there, but I have to be realistic about what I have to do in order to make that happen.
Right.
Which is nice. And my brother actually goes to Belmont.
Okay.
So I kind of know more about the school a little bit. Yeah. I've been to the city a lot. So he's actually moving though, so he won't be there. But I think I've gotten like used to that area and
right, which is important.
And I've met a lot of people who go there, like his pharmacy friends and some nursing people. And hopefully this summer I'll get to hang out with the girls who took the nursing program.
Yes.
Or meet with the guy from the admissions at Belmont, because I talked to him for a while.
Okay.
Like after I went to an information session down there.
Okay.
And we talked about what classes. So I also like have to take a few prereqs that I didn't take, that I don't have.
Right.
One of them is anatomy, which I took freshman year, but you have to take it within 3 years of being in the program.
Okay.
So
you missed
it would be, just by a year.
Yeah.
But I think taking it now, I would get a better grade anyway, so it would help me when they're looking at those classes.
Yes, that's a fair point.
Yeah, so then I think, and going into it, like, you want the anatomy and physiology to be fresh on your mind.
Right.
So I think having taken it freshman year, I wouldn't know as much as I would taking it again.
Definitely.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, finishing this degree and also taking the few classes that I need to take.
Yeah.
Which they kind of fit in a little bit, which is nice.
Definitely. I just want to warn you, we have about 5 minutes left, but we can keep on going with the conversation. It sounds like you have a great idea of where you would like to go and what direction you would like to be in, and it sounds like you've set yourself up for a good opportunity in Belmont, and that you have your options weighed out, and you know what are some benefits and what are some cons to go into Belmont. And it helps that you know some people, and you sound like you have a good head on your shoulders about the entire situation. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to, I tend to just like do things without thinking about the consequences of it. So I'm trying to really like step back and think like what would be good, like, what is realistic, what I can do, the pros and cons, because I know that I can't just jump right into it.
Right.
Like, because grad school is such a big decision, and what I want to do.
Definitely. It sounds like you're feeling confident in yourself to make a decision at this point in your life. I feel like you are more sure about your own ability versus a couple of years ago. I feel like you've grown yourself and have matured to make a better decision for your future.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely in like a better place now, and would be I'm more prepared for
definitely
what I would do in nursing school. I know that the program's very fast-paced. You start clinicals 3 weeks after the program starts. So,
but being 16 months.
Yeah, so it's a short program, so it's all packed in. And it's also nice because there's, I think, 25 students in a class to a professor.
Okay.
So it's small classes, very hands-on. You get to work, and they have like state-of-the-art labs and different things. Really nice facilities. They just started got a bunch of new stuff there, which is nice. So it's a good program. I think I would do better there than a big school because I would have the one-on-one with the teacher instead of being in like a big lecture, which would be good.
And a lot of people do feel that way, and it's good thing that you know what suits you best.
Yeah.
And I think that being a family science major might have helped you realize that you do like the smaller classroom sizes and the more one-on-one connection. So like you said, everything does happen for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not getting into nursing school allowed you to realize how much you valued that one-on-one connection.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have an appreciation for that as well.
And I feel like if I do Belmont's program, it'll give me a better, like, maybe I didn't get into this program because I have a better opportunity from doing that program.
Right.
And just, like, starting new down in Nashville, and if I could get a job at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have a great head on your shoulders. I think you're moving in the right direction. But I'm so glad I was able to help you today and help you talk things out. If you need anything in the future, please do not hesitate to ask. But I'm very glad I could help you out today.
Thank you
All right,
so much.
Thank you.